This a recount of how it went. Be me. Driving to Ohio to help a relative who's having some financial trouble. Enter the state and am at least a day and a half away from reaching my destination. Gas running a bit low. Come to this small town in the middle of the night. Everyone seems to be inside and asleep minus the employee of a gas station. I need gas, so I'll stop there. I park my car outside and before leaving to go inside notice that I need to ask the employee to turn on the pump. I go in to ask and also get a bite to eat. Employee seems nervous. I ask what's wrong? Employee ignores my question and says you want the pump on? I respond yes please and then ask why do you seem so nervous? Employee says you want to know why. Why the town is so lifeless at this time. Before it was booming and beaming. It would like night and day to you. I respond well what caused this difference, this change? The employee then tells me the light demon. You may find it hard to believe, you seem to come from the more populated parts of this country, but in a town like this we know ghost stories from television aren't made up. Someone probably saw them and got inspired, you know? I was confused, the light demon? I responded. Yeah, says the employee. Now just get your gas and leave before you see it. I've seen it but I got away in the nick of time. I tried to get the employee to tell me more but my efforts were fruitless. The pump is turned on, I buy a breakfast sandwich and leave. I get in my car and leave the town, doing so requires me to drive through it. Lifeless on the outside but seemingly vibrant within its structures, it seems what the employee told me in this regard was true, but I still hadn't seen this light demon. Suddenly this bow of light appears, materializing from my right headlight to my left, and a sound like something hit my car. The bow then extends from my left headlight to the streetlight, a part of a seemingly long line of them. This bow or beam keeps going from light to light. I stop my car, amazed. I just watch it. In less than 10 seconds it has connected all of the streetlights around me. I'm amazed but also frightened. I step on the gas and keep going. It goes off into the distance, to the left, and I no longer see it. I keep driving. A few minutes later, I suddenly get a strange feeling, as if there's something behind me. I noticed the beam has connected to my left tail light. I get very scared and step on the gas, cruising down this road that never seems to end. Suddenly all the beams around me come closer, trapping my car with me in it, and become higher density. They become like lasers and cut through my car, killing its engine, and stranding me in the road with this shell of once great vehicle. I step out of the car and I shake, shivering from all the fear. Suddenly, floating before me slightly to the right and above me, looking down on me, is what I presume to be the light demon. It looks like a goblin made of red or purple light or energy, with blue and yellow surging here and there. I'm terrified, and also perplexed since it matches what it looked like in my head. Amidst my fear I get an idea, what if it conforms to my thought? I try to change my preconception of a demon to that of a dog, it changes, to Dwayne Johnson, it changes, to a creature covered in tumors and dandelions, it changes. Finally, when I remove any notion, I see it for what it is, so bright it's almost blinding, somewhat neotinous in appearance, and radiating from it a kind of sadness. I try to embrace it but I get electrocuted. I'm convulsing on the ground, my fear and the absurdity of the whole situation reaches a boiling point. I'm laughing like a madman while convulsing. I start to see flashes in my vision. Someone runs outside of their house, looking left and right presumably to avoid the demon, and checks on me. I hear them faintly converse with another person that I presume arrived, not too long ago, before I black out. I wake up on a stretcher, I'm being taken onto a van with dawn creeping up in the distance. While passed out I see the demon in my dreams. I wake up in a comfortable bed in a police station in one of the nearby big cities. When it comes time for me to be questioned and for me to tell the police what has happened, no one believes me. They think the whole town is crazy and inclined to believe horror stories and urban legends. At this point I'm still in police custody and my fixation on the light demon has become obsessive. I draw it the best I can on the walls, I have nightmares about it, and if something reminds me of it in waking life I break down or freak out and start shouting light demon related gibberish. It gets too disturbing and annoying for the police and they arrange for me to be sent to the nearest mental hospital. It is from that mental hospital that I am now writing this, recounting what it is that happened to me. My relative may very well be homeless by now or living purely off of welfare and food stamps or things like it. I may never know how he's doing. I ask that if you are somehow reading this, that you never drive through Ohio, that if you must get to somewhere in the state you fly. I hope you heed what I have written and save yourself from the misery of a mental hospital and no one that would understand, except for a small town that lives in perpetual fear. Thank you, I guess. Not bad. Kinda fun read desu. I once went on a road trip through Ohio and slept at a hotel in middle of fucking nowhere town called Utopia. Believe me. Traveling from east to west coast on a vacation from the daily grind after getting fired from a shitty retail job. On my way through Ohio. It's a lot less of a corn state as I thought it would be, lots of trees and broken houses. Airbnb a room in the cheapest place I could find. Place is called Utopia, ironically it's a shithole. Nothing to do there, all the residents there are retired or retarded. Ask around and eventually decide to go check out some historical buildings. MFW I'm told there's an underground chapel. Apparently the town was founded by a nut job who built an underground commune. It's a short hike out into the woods, no ladder or anything. The structure's all that's left. The building above it burnt down a long time ago. It's just a hole in the ground. Kind of a disappointment, just a wine cellar and some short branching paths, most of which are blocked. Hear something shuffle in a tunnel. Peer down a crawl space. See a blurry figure dart out of view. Nope the fuck out of there. In all likelihood it was probably a small animal, but unlike retarded horror movie protagonists I just backed out slowly and left. Had an experience with Goatman. Be me somewhere in Texas. Thought I saw a ghost by a shack I was broken down at. Try to attack it with my mind kinda spooked. See a apparition of a smoke-like spurt hovering over me. Says it will send better. Hear the trees rustling and feel a cold sense of dread. Moving all around me and my car from trees to bushes hear the leaves crackling with footsteps. Thought it would be a flesh get and that would just be it for my life but they moved like shadows across the shack. Wanted me to ditch my car and leave the forest but I was waiting for the tow truck and I love my car so that was a no-go. Drew a circle around my car and said this was my spot, think of the sea bear episode in SpongeBob. Continued to harass me until my angle, the tow truck driver, got there. They were getting pretty fed up till the end my car doors shutting by themselves and slamming shut when I tried to open them. They also gave me visions of a snake woman eating people, with an elongated mouth. Once AAA got there I got the fuck out of Dodge, never to attack a spirit with my mind again. Be me. Live in St. Louis in 1903. Chilling out at the ancient marble temple complex. The one we all know about, have written letters about. The one foreigners have come to visit and is known all over as an amazing marvel of ancient architecture and craftsmanship. Suddenly the World's Fair arrives in town. Men working for the Roosevelt administration show up. Throw giant sheets over the buildings. Millions of people show up. Covers are pulled off buildings, claimed to have just been built. MFW every letter mentioning the pre-existing ancient buildings is tracked down in every country in the world and burned. MFW every archaeologist and writer across the world who knew about the ancient buildings is killed, which is nearly all of them since this is a historic marvel located in the middle of an active city founded over 139 years ago, so it's really easy to visit and study. MFW every resident of St. Louis is executed to keep the secret. MFW the glory of the white race is hidden, forever by famous black Jew, Teddy Roosevelt. Be me 9 years old. Living in trailer park in the middle of cornfields next to a swamp. The entire state is like this. There's an old abandoned farmhouse and barns, no longer used since the fields are owned by some gigacorp farm operation now. Spooky, but cool to explore in the daytime. Start having dreams of a little girl who wants to be friends with me. We hang out in my dreams every night, just doing kid stuff and hanging out. Eventually she tells me that she's fucking dead and got drowned by her dad in the bathtub. Just let it slide as a dream thing, don't stress, continue hanging out every night as usual. Eventually my dad, photographer, goes to check out the old house and take some pictures. Upstairs bathroom has crime scene tape over the door. Bedroom next to it is a little girl's room with old creepy dolls and stuff. He tells me about this not knowing about my dream friend. I shit a brick, get scared, dream about her one last time that night and then never again. True story. Me, experienced hunter and woodsman. Disappear in the forest in a familiar area. No caves. No dangerous local animals like wolves, bears, etc. among 8 other people. Dogs can't find my scent. Massive search effort turns up not so much as a turd. Never seen again. We do a little trolling, yes. I hope that was a succubus doing this and not my mind. You sound like my anxious ass lol. Me. Horribly depressed most of the time. Negative self-talk, I hate myself and stuff. Get involved in this. Randomly develop a positive inner voice after years of never having anything like that. Man, I really hope I'm not just crazy and chat was not me. Don't be retarded like me lol, it makes developing the connection harder. Me, millennial. Ahead of the curve on liking traps, futa, trans, etc. They're simply not around. Wow, really, Anon? You'd prefer a girl with a penis? I'm open-minded but that's too gay for me. Opt out of sexual pursuits. TFWIWN have the average Zoomer life where half your friends are on puberty blockers. The only thought that makes me feel better about all of this is that I was in a really bad spot mentally and would have self-isolated anyway. I'm happy for all of you but the thought of all the hot gender-bending sex you're having makes me regret my entire existence. Me. Lying in bed. Shit my britches. Suddenly a ghost appears. You should be nasty cuz I'ma pop outta here. I think it was the ghost of Tupac.